G'day, my name's Ian. I want to welcome you to another 5-minute family devotion here at Engadine Heathcote Anglican Church. At 5-minute family devotions, we're going through God's big story, and we're looking at the story of the Bible and how God is working on each page of the Bible to bring relationship with Him once more. Yesterday we learned that God was so sad about the sin that was everywhere, He was going to start again with Noah's family. Well, Noah listened to God and built a boat, a big ark, big enough for 2 of every bird and animal, reptile to be saved in. Also big enough for Noah's family to be saved in. And then God sent the rain. It rained and it rained and it rained. And we left yesterday with Noah's family floating atop the water in the ark with no land in sight anywhere. God took sin seriously and He was going to start again. Well, what happened next? For 150 days, Noah's family and the ark remained floating. Now, it would have been floating for a long time, no doubt 150 days, but after the time was up, God sent a big wind over the earth and the waters started to go down. As the waters kept on going down and down, the ark came to rest on top of a big mountain. And then 2.5 months later, the tops of other mountains became visible. Noah then opened a window and he sent out a raven, and it kept on flying back and forth. Well, then Noah sent out a dove to see if water had gone down all over the earth, but the dove came back because it couldn't find somewhere to perch to sit on a tree. Then 1 week later, Noah sent out a dove again, and this time the dove flew back, straight back to the ark with a freshly plucked olive leaf. Well, Noah knew that the water had finally gone down. He waited another 7 more days and sent the dove out again. This time, it didn't come back. The land was now dry. Well, God said to Noah, "Come out of the ark. Bring your wife and your sons and their wives. Bring every kind of animal out also." And so they did. The door was opened to the ark, and Noah and his family and all of the animals came out. Now, after this happened, God said, "Never again will I punish the earth for the sinful things that people do. All of them have evil thoughts from the time that they are young, but I will never destroy everything that breathes as I did this time." Then God made an amazing promise, not just to Noah, but to everyone. God said, "I will never do this again, and here is how you will know. God will put a big rainbow in the sky. It will be a sign to everybody that the whole earth will never be flooded again, and that God would keep His promise forever." And that God has done. That's amazing, isn't it? That even though we're sinful and we don't deserve to be rescued, God has acted to rescue us. Well, the rainbow showed that God was kind and acts to save us. And we know that God always keeps His promises. But God has given us a promise too. He's promised us that He will save us, not from a flood, but from our sin. You see, Jesus came to take away our sin. And when Jesus died and rose again, He showed that God had made His promise come true. God's promises came true when He saved us in Jesus. So whenever you see a rainbow, remember that God keeps His promises, and God has promised you forgiveness and friendship with God, all because of Jesus. Now, in a couple of seconds, a couple of questions are going to come up on the board. As a family, I'd like to invite you to read, to think, and to pray. And pause the video as you do each one together as a family. Remember, keep sending your photos in and the photos of the ark that you've been building in, and we'll say g'day and show them.